So today I will be reviewing Little Women LA Season 6, Episode 13. And this entire episode reminded me of a Judge Judy book appropriately titled Don't Pee on My Leg and Tell Me That It's Raining. It was a very good book, but I don't think Tanya read the book. So let's talk about it. So after a couple years of just talking about it and daydreaming about it, Tanya finally got her clothing line off the ground, up and running, ready to go. But there was a couple bumps and bruises along the way. I mean, a lot of them. And one of them was Jasmine. So back when it was just an imagination in her head, Tanya asked her good friend Jasmine, if she would walk in her new clothing line runway show, and Jasmine happily agreed. Fast forward a couple years, now the project is really coming to light. It's up and running, it's here, it's not if one day, now it's go time. So she's still having the show, but she's just not going to have Jasmine in it. Well, okay, that's okay, things happen. But it's the way that she didn't have Jasmine in it that is really bad. It's just bad. Now, we all know, yeah, growing up, your parents teach you don't lie. Everybody says don't lie. But this is just a quagmire. This is an unrealistic goal. People lie in life. That's just the way it is. I don't care if you're a priest. Everybody lies. I didn't say everybody was a habitual liar. I just said we all lie. But you have to pick and choose when you lie, okay? And when you lie, it has to make sense, and then you have to deliver it with confidence so nobody can suspect that you're lying. Now, all lies eventually come to light. Your whole goal in lying is just to put it off as long as you can before the truth comes to light, because the truth will always come to light. I guarantee you that. When you lie, you have to look at the pros and cons, and you always have to ask yourself, is this lie worth it? Am I willing to face the consequences if this lie does not work out? Like, you have to tell yourself, like, you have to be like, am I willing to lose it all? But I don't think Tanya went over the lying rules. She clearly did not go over the lying rules. So it's by far evident she does not want Jasmine in this show. And no one's to say you have to have her in your show, but you have to do it in a respectful way. So she's giving Jasmine all of these lame ass excuses. She's saying that she forgot. That's an insult lie, because that makes things worse. That means I'm not even important enough for you to remember. You're just gonna forget me. You know, I'm just the dirt under your nails. No one believes this lie, Tanya. Now, you're my girl. I'm not coming down on you as a whole, but I'm saying the way you handled this Jasmine situation, it was terrible. It was terrible, and it led to a huge result. And then it cheats the audience. I want to know the real reason why Jasmine's not walking in this show. You did not forget, please. You had a meeting with her at the beginning of the episode, which was before the show. Now, this is your show. If you really forgot, you could have added another outfit for her to walk down the runway in. You did not forget. This is a lame. Another huge insult is you replaced her with people that you knew she would be offended by. You replaced her by Christy's daughter Autumn. Okay, fine. We understand that she's a teenager and you can't tell teenagers no. I mean, you can. You chose not to tell her no for whatever reason. But, you know, she's kind of been there more for you than Autumn. Fine. You replaced her with Brittany, the girl that used to be on the show that everyone just pledged they didn't like so much because she was a troublemaker. Okay, that's an insult. You replaced her with Christy. Now, according to you, Christy was a last-minute replacement. That makes it even worse. If it was something last minute, you could have called Jasmine and said, I know it's last minute, but something came up. Can you do this for me? She would have gladly done it. So I really want to know, why are you lying? Like, whoa, what's going on? Jasmine's really sweet, and off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that she did that would offend you so much that not only do you not let her walk in your show, but you did it in such a humiliating way. Brianna. Now, she's not my favorite person in the world. On the show, on the screen, even in her interview, she is not my favorite person. So I get that you don't want her to walk in your show because she's, at the end of the day, she's just quite irritating. I get it. But what I don't get is the excuse you gave, that she has bad body odor. Okay, now, see, we can't smell her through the screen. So I never knew that she had body odor. But is it so bad that the body odor would smell from the audience? Like, you didn't even want her to sit in the audience. Tanya, you did not invite her because she has bad body odor. You might not have want your friends to walk in the show for whatever reason, we don't know. Whatever reason's in your head. I hope one day you tell us the truth. But with all that going on, I cannot deny I was thoroughly impressed with the clothing line. Like, I was shocked. So you had him hauled and beat around the bush for years talking about this damn clothing line. So, to be honest, I expected it to be awful. No, I expected it to be a hot ass mess. But it wasn't. It looked really, really good. Like, that's something I would wear. And then to find out it just wasn't for LPs, I was like, okay, that's good. Because in my head, I thought it would be a LP only line. I'm sorry I prejudged you, Tanya, but it was very, very cute. And so now I know it's for everybody. This is something I could see myself wearing. So while you didn't handle the friend situation right, you brought it when it came to the designs of the clothes. Jasmine was really hurt by the way you handled this situation. I mean, and I can't say I blamed her. Like, she was devastated, and she had a right to be. Okay, I won't go into it again, but Tanya, you handled this very poorly. But what I didn't expect was Jasmine to stand up for herself in the way that she did and spoke her mind. Now, usually Jasmine is the sweet one on the show, you know, and people always pick on the sweet one, but she wasn't the sweet one this time. She let you have it. In other words, she ripped you. Next we have Elena. So Elena had asked Jasmine to be the godparent of her twins, and really instead of Tara, she handled this very poorly. She ended up not telling Tara to her face in an email or a text. She just chose to invite Tara and then present Jasmine as the new godparents. Well, this was very, very wrong, the way you handled it. And unlike Jasmine, you're forever standing up for yourself. You tell people the way it is, and you speak your mind, which I usually like. But this time it was just a little too aggressive for me. I mean, you did not take Tara's feelings into consideration whatsoever. This was handled extremely poorly. And then you followed up with it. So now you guys are at a sit down. We're trying to hash things. You guys are trying to hash things out, and you were worse than ever. You just told her she shouldn't be upset. What did you think was gonna happen? You couldn't figure out 2 and 2. I hate to say it, and it hurts my heart to say it, but for the first time, Elena, back off. Calm down. You were just like a pit bull in heat for no apparent reason. You could have handled this differently. While you didn't want her to be the godparent of your twins, she was still your friend. At least that's the lie you're telling us. You could have been way more gentler. It only took you to find out that she was having a cancer scare before you backed down. That's not a good look. I mean, it takes having cancer for you to talk to someone like a human being. Elena, I mean, gosh, but I mean, okay, fine. At the end of the day, you two did hash it out and let bygones be bygones. So I should be thankful for that. But what's it gonna take for you to get a clue? You are getting so many hints in your life to slow down, that you're being overly ambitious. And these are people who care about you. I wouldn't brush these people off. Okay, so Elena straight out did not ask you to be the godparent of her child because she was like, you don't have time for anybody but yourself. Now, she didn't say the but yourself part, but that's the part she's leaving off. You had Joe and Tanya and everybody telling you to slow down when you got the 5 hernias for trying to be on Dancing with the Stars. You even went against the doctor's orders. You got a cancer scare. You are getting hints left and right that maybe you need to sit down a little bit. There's nothing wrong with being ambitious. Ambitious people get things done. But when it goes too far and it crosses over into selfishness, like you don't give a damn about anybody but yourself, you might want to slow down. So I'm hoping that you get this message, this episode, because while you're ambitious and that's a good thing, you still have to take other people's feelings into consideration. And if you don't slow down, life will make you slow down. And for me, this cancer scare would be a clear-cut warning. But you know, some people don't get the warning. Some people have to get hit in the head before they get a clue. I'm just hoping. So basically that's what happened this week. So although the women were being extremely aggressive this episode, some of the women were being extremely selfish this episode, some were being not good friends this episode, with all that going on, I still love the show. I love the show because it's real life. No relationships are perfect. This is real life. And I'm just thankful that this episode, Joe wasn't dressed like a 70s porn star again with the gold chain. So that was refreshing. I love the show. I'll be back next week. So hopefully you'll join me. Thanks for watching. Until then, talk to you next time. Bye.